It is said America has a foundation in faith. And I know that when you talk about faith, people want to think that everything is going to be perfect. So we know that American history is not perfect. Just like all the nations before it, America has an imperfect history. I want to fast forward to the 21st century. I know that today America has been categorized into different groups because of the ages. The boomers were born in 1955 to 1964. They're about 60 to 69 years old. The Gen X are from 1965 to 1980. They're about 44 to 59 years old now. The millennials are from 1981 to 1996. They're about 28 to 42 years old. The Gen Z are from 1995 to 2012. They're about 12 to 27 years old. I know there's something else that comes after that. It's just not coming to mind right now because I simply didn't write it down. Some have said that America is not the same as it was 20 years ago. I think if you ask the Gen Z or the boomers, what do they think about America? Do they think America has changed? That might be an interesting question to pose to them. What do they think about America today versus the America when they were growing up or when they were younger? For those engaged in religious discussions, America and Israel has always been compared. How are they compared? The comparison concerns Israel's spiritual journey and relationship with God, and America's spiritual journey and relationship with God. We know from reading the Bible that Israel was created by God. Jesus is Jewish. He came from one of the tribes. His heritage came from one of the tribes of Israel. So there's that connection that we do have, that spiritual connection. We know Israel from how it is today, but centuries ago, it was a vast and powerful nation ruled by kings. But God was their source. Now, when the king was good, the nation was prosperous. But when the evil king was in power, the people turned away from God. They worshiped idols. And not just that, they sacrificed their babies to idols. In other words, they killed their children. God warned them if they continued with this lifestyle, if they continued living in sin, if they continued disobeying His commandments and His laws, they would be punished. And He also told them exactly how they would be punished. So He sent prophets to warn them because of their sins. Well, they didn't listen. So what happened? God allowed their enemies to defeat them in battle, enslave them, and take their land. It's always been said that America is a great nation. That's why everyone wants to come here. When I hear that statement, I think, how is America great? I mean, really, what is it? What is it that makes America to be considered so great? Is it the military power? Is it freedom of religion? Is it freedom to be who we want to be without limit? Is it the Christian heritage that makes it great? And does God think America is great? One of the basics of being a Christian is to know right from wrong, is to know good from evil. If you read the Bible, you might have come across some scriptures that say 6 things God hates. And one of the things that God hates is hands that shed innocent blood. I'm going to read this because I don't want to miss any words. I think these words are really good and I don't want to miss any of them. So I'm just going to read what I've written down. As Christians, we should follow Christ, obey God's laws, and never support laws that condone or promote actions that are considered sinful according to the Christian faith. If we profess to be Christians and align ourselves with those whose beliefs and opinions are considered sinful according to Christian faith, how are we different from them? The nation of Israel had an excellent beginning, but people turned away from God. They lived sinful lifestyles and went so far as to sacrifice their children to idols. They murdered their children. America has a heritage of faith. It is said America has lost its way just like the nation of Israel before they were punished by God. I think the average Christian knows that no matter what modern culture dictates, we should follow God's standards. Obedience to God's laws is not just a choice, it's our responsibility. There are a lot of challenges out there, but we should be committed to upholding the standards given us by God. I'm giving my Christian perspective on America. That said, the word Christian is thrown around all over the place. If you ask someone, oh yes, I'm a Christian because I was born into Christianity. Actually, to be a Christian is a way of living. It's a lifestyle. To be a Christian is someone that has dedicated their life to be a follower of Jesus Christ. Dedicated their life to following biblical principles. There's basic Christian principles that we should follow. It shouldn't be that we follow people because of the color of their skin, or because they're a man, or because they're a woman. If we're professing to be a Christian, we need to follow Christian principles.